G'day, my name is Brad Vanders with OFFGRID Now, and today we're going to be covering the startup procedure for your OFFGRID Now power cabinet. Let's begin our tutorial today with some reference points to the OFFGRID Now power cabinet. You can see our cabinet here with the door open. We have the switchboard, the inverter, and our rack-mounted batteries slidden into the lower section below. We'll be covering 3 points of switching today: the batteries, the main isolator, and the solar DC isolator. For reference to the batteries, there are 2 batteries that we're using at the time of recording this video: the ASON Power APS 5000 battery module and the Kaijo LFP 48-100 battery module. They both have different configurations with their power switch and breaker, which we'll cover soon. The main isolator switch is located on the left-hand side of the power cabinet, inside the weather protection box. The solar DC isolator is located beneath the inverter power button on the left-hand side of the inverter. Let's start the startup sequence. So step 1 is to turn the batteries on. The batteries are like a computer and a battery, so they need to be switched on to switch on the battery management system, and then they'll need to be connected by switching the breaker. First of all, switch the battery on by flicking this switch on the ASON Power, and go ahead and flick all the power buttons on all the other battery modules in the cabinet. If you have a Kaijo battery, you'll notice a brushed metal button on the right-hand side that says start. You'll need to depress this for no more than 3 seconds. If you depress it for more than 3 seconds, you may initiate a reset procedure of the battery management system, which we don't want to do. Give it a firm depress. Within 3 seconds, you should see the LED lights on the battery module illuminate, and you'll know the battery's on. Go ahead and repeat that for every other battery module in the power cabinet. Once that's done, go ahead and flick the breaker switches on each battery module. For the ASON Power, the breaker switch is on the upper right-hand side. Just flick that to the left and do that for all battery modules in the power cabinet. For the Kaijo battery, flick the breaker switch up on the left-hand side and go ahead and do that for all the other batteries in the power cabinet. You should hear a switch or a switching sound for each battery as it engages in the power cabinet. Once that's done, turn the main isolator switch on. The main isolator switch cover has a screw thread that needs to be untightened and then lifted, at which point you can flick the power switch up. Now, it's a bit of a hoik. It's going to be quite hard to turn on, so just give it a good flick. And once you've done that, the batteries will now be able to be connected to the inverter. It's also important to note that this switch functions as a bit of an emergency shut-off switch. So if there's ever any emergency and you need to shut the system down quickly, flick that down into the off position and the batteries will be isolated. Now it's time to turn the inverter on. You'll notice on the left-hand side of the inverter, there will be a power button, which is located just above the DC isolating switch. Give it a firm depress and you should see it immediately light up with a bright blue LED color. The inverter display should light up in less than 10 seconds. And you'll see something like this, which is the home page. The green light DC should be on if your batteries have been switched on and the main isolator has been engaged. It takes about 3 minutes for the inverter to begin converting the DC in the batteries to AC. Now, when that happens, you will notice that the AC light will go green and you'll know that your power and your inverter is operating correctly. It's time to engage the solar panels. So switch the solar DC isolator on the left, that one we looked at below the power button on the inverter. Switch it to the on position and that will engage your solar panels. Once that's done, the green normal light should illuminate, and that now means that the system's on. You'll also see an on text in the center of the display. Your system should be up now, fully started up and operational. Thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial. If you need further assistance, please lodge a support ticket through the support portal. Thank you.